Trevon Diggs to be released. Cowboys insider spells doom on CB's future in Dallas after landing on IR. The Dallas Cowboys may be facing a bombshell development regarding one of their biggest defensive stars. Star cornerback Trevon Diggs, who suffered a devastating season-ending injury and was placed on injured reserve (IR), is suddenly at the center of swirling speculation about his long-term future with the franchise. According to a recent insider report, Diggs' standing in Dallas may not be as secure as once believed, and his time with the Cowboys could be nearing an unexpected end. This shocking revelation has Cowboys fans in disbelief. Could Dallas really consider moving on from one of the NFL's most talented defensive backs, and just 1 year after signing him to a massive extension? Let's break down what's fueling this rumor, what insiders are saying, and what it could mean for both Diggs and the Cowboys moving forward. The injury that changed everything. Trevon Diggs' 2025 season came to a heartbreaking halt when he tore his ACL during practice earlier this year. The injury, which occurred just days before a key NFC matchup, sent shockwaves through the Cowboys' locker room and fanbase. Diggs was expected to be a cornerstone of Dallas' elite defense alongside Micah Parsons and Darren Bland, but the injury has completely reshaped that outlook. The Cowboys immediately placed Diggs on injured reserve, officially ending his season. Losing a two-time Pro Bowl cornerback is a crushing blow to any defense, but for Dallas, it may have deeper consequences. Without Diggs, the Cowboys' once dominant secondary has shown cracks, and the coaching staff has been forced to reshuffle its defensive backfield. However, the bigger story might not just be the injury itself, but what's reportedly happening behind the scenes. Cowboys insider raises eyebrows. In a surprising report, a Dallas Cowboys insider hinted that Trevon Diggs' future with the team could be uncertain, despite his long-term contract. According to sources close to the organization, there are growing doubts within the front office about whether Diggs can return to his all-pro form after his ACL injury. The insider went as far as suggesting that if Diggs' recovery doesn't go smoothly, or if the team believes his long-term explosiveness is compromised, the Cowboys could explore ways to move on from him as early as next season. That revelation sent social media into chaos, with many fans and analysts questioning how serious the franchise could be about cutting ties with one of its brightest defensive talents. Don't be shocked if the Cowboys at least consider all options when it comes to Trevon Diggs, the insider said. This team has made bold moves before, and if they feel the contract flexibility allows it, they won't hesitate. The contract complication. Diggs signed a massive 5-year, $97 million contract extension with the Cowboys before the start of the 2024 season. The deal was meant to solidify him as a franchise cornerstone for years to come, signaling Dallas' confidence in his role as a defensive leader. However, the deal also includes some key financial flexibility that could make a potential split, while shocking, not entirely impossible. The Cowboys reportedly structured the deal in a way that allows the team to minimize long-term damage if injuries or performance decline become major concerns. While cutting or trading Diggs would still incur significant cap penalties, the post-June 1 release designation could spread out the hit and open the door for a roster reset. It's worth noting that the Cowboys have major financial decisions looming. With Micah Parsons, CeeDee Lamb, and Dak Prescott all due for contract discussions or extensions soon, Dallas faces a tight cap situation. The front office may have to make difficult choices about where to allocate its resources, and that could put even a superstar like Diggs under scrutiny. The risk of moving on. If the Cowboys were to move on from Trevon Diggs, it would be one of the most controversial decisions in recent franchise history. Since being drafted in 2020, Diggs has transformed into one of the NFL's most electrifying defensive players, leading the league in interceptions during his breakout 2021 season and earning All-Pro honors. His ability to create turnovers and change games has been a defining feature of the Cowboys' defense. Removing that playmaking presence, even after a major injury, could fundamentally alter the team's defensive identity. But the Cowboys are also known for their win-now mentality and their willingness to make business-minded decisions. With defensive coordinator Mike Zimmer favoring more physical, disciplined coverage schemes, there are whispers that the team could pivot toward a different style of secondary play, one that relies less on high-risk ball hawking and more on positional discipline. Cowboys' depth at cornerback. Another factor in this developing story is the emergence of Darren Bland, who has stepped up in Diggs' absence. Bland has been a revelation, showing the ability to handle top receivers and even record multiple pick-sixes this season. His performance has sparked internal confidence that the team can remain competitive in the secondary, even without their star corner. If Bland continues to shine and the Cowboys' young defensive backs progress, Dallas may feel emboldened to consider a future without Diggs, particularly if his recovery timeline extends into next season or if his athleticism takes a noticeable hit. Still, moving on from a proven All-Pro is far from simple. It would signal a massive philosophical shift for a defense that has built much of its swagger and identity around its playmaking secondary. What this means for Diggs' future. For Trayvon Diggs, this speculation could serve as motivation. The 26-year-old cornerback has faced adversity before, missing his rookie year due to injury and battling through inconsistent stretches early in his career. Every time, he's bounced back stronger, and there's no reason to think this will be any different. Sources close to Diggs have reported that he's fully committed to returning better than ever and that his rehabilitation is progressing ahead of schedule. His work ethic and determination have never been in question, and teammates have publicly voiced their support, insisting that he remains a crucial part of the Cowboys' core. Micah Parsons even took to social media recently, posting, "People forget how dominant this defense is with 7 out there. He'll be back, and better." That kind of locker room backing matters, especially in a franchise where culture and chemistry play huge roles in success. The bigger picture in Dallas. Ultimately, this situation reflects a broader truth about the NFL. It's a business driven by performance, contracts, and timing. For the Cowboys, the question isn't just about loyalty, it's about long-term strategy. If they believe they can stay elite defensively without Diggs while preserving cap flexibility, they may be willing to make an unpopular move. Still, it's hard to imagine Dallas truly parting ways with a player of Diggs' caliber unless his recovery dramatically falters. His combination of speed, instincts, and ball skills is nearly impossible to replace, and when healthy, he's one of the few players capable of single-handedly shifting a game's momentum. Final thoughts.